So with me, Assistant Director of Citizens Media TV, Jeff Epstein. Jeff, why don't you introduce your guests?
Hi, yeah, so I'm here with two pretty cool guys. The coincidences that led to this are pretty unbelievable, because this would never have happened if you didn't introduce me. First of all, if I didn't meet you, and then you didn't meet Samuel, and then you didn't introduce me to Samuel, and then his son videotaped this damn thing happening last night. And then another coincidence is that he happened to approach the cop that me on Philly FYI he is our primary contact with the Philadelphia government. So nice. It's just unbelievable.
So I want to start off with some props to the Philly cops, because we have seen riots, we have seen takedowns, we have seen the stuff that you're seeing in the news where it's like they're like really like they're actually super doing a good job. Like
I cannot emphasize enough at how positive the relationship between Bernie supporters and the police, the Philadelphia police, has been all week long. The supporters have done nothing but just praise the cops. Mm-hmm. And you'll hear in the video that I just recorded, the interview I just did with this young man, he actually was telling us how the cops were complimenting all the supporters all week long, including complimenting the police, including in this intense experience that we're going to describe. Yes. The police were strong but appropriate. Just everyone was saying the cops were strong in their response, but completely appropriate.
And they were swift. Negative. They were super swift, and they just like shut it down.
They weren't just swift. They teleported in. I don't understand. It was instantaneous. Yeah. It was remarkable. All right, so I'm sitting here with Sam and Sam. So Sam behind me is Sam Sr., who Adryenn and I just started working with. He's a correspondent on Citizens Media that I just met a few days ago. And Sam Jr., or what do we call you, Sam, is his son who has this like Vulcan insight of seeing something is wrong, and filmed this thing and immediately approached the cops afterwards. But as it was happening, he was like balancing, this is really important to record, and I don't want to die. And did not stop focusing his camera.
Okay, I want to show the beginning of the clip, okay? So my whole thing this entire time has been, if you see something, say something. Days ago, I warned that there were plants infiltrating the Bernie groups, trying to incite riots. They're trying to incite violence online. They're trying to exploit our frustration and turn it negative. And I'm like, I don't think you understand. We're the hippies. We're literally like, and you can see it in this video, and we'll post the whole video in a bit, but they're like carrying flowers. Like, we're the hippies. We're not.
They're almost literally singing Kumbaya. I'm not exaggerating. The night before, I was live streaming this entire group of these hippies, beautiful hippies, with holding candles, with plates holding the wax, singing Kumbaya. I don't remember the exact song, but they were singing over and over again.
So before the convention, when I was in all of these groups, and they were like super agitated, super frustrated, and they're like, I'm going to write a song about this. I mean, like, literally, that's how they're venting. That is how they are voicing their frustration. I'm going to write a song about this. That was like, there's people in the group going, storm the gates, break through the walls. They're like, that's not our way. It was like, exactly. That's not our way. That's not what we're doing. So I also want to bring into in people's frame of reference, if you've ever seen The Bear, they say, watch the balls. How are the balls moving? How many times did they pass the balls? And how many people, how many white shirted people versus black shirted people got the balls? And in this, the dancing bear goes through the thing and nobody sees the bear.
I don't understand. I've actually never heard this before.
I will post that later. But this is what I want to compliment you on. In a sea of hippies, nobody saw the ninjas but you. And they literally look like ninjas. I'm going to show you. They look... What?
Oh, my friends. Me and my friends.
Oh. You and your friends. Okay. So here is the beginning of the video. And I just want you to look. This is thousands of people. And as you can see in the lower right-hand corner, there are some people who are arriving, and they're completely all dressed in black with black hoods, like they're wearing ninja outfits. And nobody else is wearing ninja outfits, and nobody's noticing the ninjas, which is crazy to me. Like, crazy. So tell me, at that point, what was going on? What did you think?
So as I've been talking about before in the other interviews,
You can hear him clearly? Good.
Yeah.
It is basically, so we were going around, we were trying to find these people, these plants. We were trying to make sure that this stayed safe, and that if anything was going to go down, that it was well documented. So we were going around talking to people with bandanas over their faces, and we were just talking to them and feeling them out. And we ran into this one group, and we started talking to what I assume was their leader, and he just started giving me like these kind of like lead off answers that just like didn't make sense for somebody being part of our crowd. And so we started, me and another person, we started filming them from two opposing angles. And we were like, this is going to be the group that does something because of how they were.
So his spidey sense started to tingle, and he started recording, and he said, "You go over there and start recording." And so there's another video out there that we might hopefully get a chance to see.
I heard that. I did go over there to get the other side. So
yeah, that was me talking to my friend.
Got it. Okay. So at this point, so I'm looking and I see all of these videos. I see professional television guys walking around. They are not looking at the ninjas. They're looking through the ninjas, and they're just walking around. And then I see other people, and they're filming other stuff, and I'm like, why is nobody filming the ninjas? Like, there's ninjas in the group.
They even wanted to be filmed. Like, we actually heard them say, TYT is here. We're going to wait 2 minutes to see if there's any other major media.
Right.
And if there's not, we're going to go.
And then we're going to go. So when they started to go, you said, okay, here we go. And you chased them through the crowd.
Dude, this is like an action movie. I'm not even exaggerating.
Upload the video. I can't.
When people see the raw video, I'm not exaggerating. It looks like an action movie.
Right.
He runs after he finally gets, okay, they're starting to go. He starts to run after them. He remains the same distance from them. So it's like a professional film crew. And then the gate explodes away from them. He pulls it back a little bit because I want. Yeah. No, so the gate explodes away from him. He pulls back a little bit because he realizes that he does not want to die. And then after he realizes that it's safe, he starts to go, a little bit closer to get in. But this captures everything. Everything. Okay, so and I'm going to post this video. They're going wild over here. They're like, where's the video? We're making the video. We're showing you the video. We're uploading them. It's a huge video file, and it is taking for freaking ever. So I think Facebook so we thought we'd do it live and tell you what's happening. And I interviewed Sam just now for the past couple of hours, and there's a ton of background which people will be able to see as we release that. But the important thing is that you don't know what you're really looking at until you keep watching it over and over again. So we had Sam narrate the whole thing, and after we show him narrating it, then we're going to release the raw.
And that was the thing. So he sends me this video, goes, oh my God, I can't even believe what we just got. And I was like, what did we just get? We can have a new world. Like, somebody started a chant, which I can't remember. I was like, it's a sea of...
They were involved. That person was involved.
I saw her talking to him before.
So what actually happened was, so she starts shouting in the microphone.
Right.
And when she starts shouting in the microphone, like, that's when they're like starting to prep and they're checking the gates and coming back. And then you actually see somebody that I zoomed in on later in the video who goes like this, which
they can't see right now. We're only like audio right now.
Okay.
Yeah. So he gives them a signal, and then they start like tapping the side of a drum, which means like, I'm guessing it means like they're about to go. And then the second she stops her chant, that's when they all rush, not just the group, but you see people from the outskirts of like the crowd also go in at the same time.
Yeah, so the ninjas...
Because they were actually...
Ninjas, though. These were not Bernie supporters.
That's true. they were actually talking to other people ahead of time and trying to get other people in to do this.
Right. So agent provocateurs, ninjas dressed as ninjas, not Bernie people, not our people, storm the gate. This is what I thought was interesting. So I watched all the news coverage and they're like, they only got through the outer gate, not the inner gate. So apparently we have layered gates in this 4-mile quarantined area.
Not apparently.
Outside gate, then there's cops, then there's an inside gate, then there's secret security. And everybody who penetrated that outside gate into the cops area was arrested, handed over to the Secret Service, and charged with felonies for being in a restricted area. Now,
Can I review the actual, just the raw details of actually what happened?
yes.
So I didn't see this video, until, like 4
2 in the morning when you sent it to me.
Yeah, like, well, no, you're 2 in the morning.
Right. You're 3 in the
so,
morning.
4, thank you. But anyway, so this is what happened. And what I did is I have a live stream where we've got to figure this out, what happened. And I got corroboration from 5 people throughout the night. And this is what happened not from the background part that he got, but about 5 people dressed fully in black with masks, anonymous mask, gas mask, handkerchief, ran towards the gate. They were not part of the group. They just ran towards the gate, threw water balloons over for a distraction, and then cut the gate with bolt cutters. There was a small chain that connected 2 sections of the gate. They pushed the gate open. 2 or 3 of them, not Bernie supporters, just the people in black, ran through the gate. The cops teleported to that spot, and there was, I would say, 150. There were 150 cops on the street to begin with. Peaceful. I mean, they were creating their wall. Like, you don't breach this boundary.
They did. I noticed that they did have their batons out. 3 of them had batons out. The other ones didn't.
Well, after this was but that was after they got through the gate. But before,
yes,
there was 150 cops. There was 150 cops on the other side of the gate, just all night long. No problem at all. That's just, this is your boundary. Do what you like, but this is your boundary. And then they teleported to that spot instantaneously. And then all of them, there was like 150 that created a wall of cops between the supporters and the gate. Then a row of bicycle cops, I'm guessing 70, went between the cops and the gates, created another wall. The cops standing walked behind the bikes. They said, move forward. And the cops not pushed because there weren't people there, but made like a 10-foot space between the cops and the gate, so the cops could deal with fixing the gate.
Got it.
Also, you forgot to mention that there was also, in addition to the wall of cops, you had a wall of peaceful Bernie supporters keeping a distance of about 2 feet away from the cops the whole time.
Yeah,
and telling people to move back and encouraging people, you need to move back, step back, but nicely. Bernie people,
you'll see
people encouraging us to be peaceful. I mean, didn't they chant?
We are nonviolent. We are nonviolent.
You will see even me in the video. I'm pushing people. I'm pushing people, trying to get them away from the cops, trying to have
give them space. Give them space.
Decent. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Giving
them the ability to have that feeling of safety and security. And we have a poor internet connection. I'm sorry about that. I'm hoping that my video will continue.
But the bigger picture is that there's a lot of people in the background. There's a lot of people that were with them, not just the ninjas, but assisting them. Because when you see the ninjas running towards the gate and he follows them, there's a lot of other people running to the same location at the same time, basically anticipating that it's happening.
Wow.
So that is what happened from the people's point of view that were actually at the gate. But there is a bigger picture that was caught in this video, which is not just the background, but that you can see other people that happen to know that it was going to happen, that it was happening, and you can see other people running to the same spot, such as camera people and other people that I guess were talking to them. But you know that you can see from the video that there were a bunch of that knew it was coming, and
so
I think there are at least 2 camera people that wanted to get the action.
Okay, so here's my question. It looked to me like 3 people got in a way. Now, they're saying 7 people got through the gate and were arrested.
We saw basically 3.
You saw?
I didn't see more than 3. It's a little it's a little crazy at that spot, but my best interpretation is that 3 of the black garbed people got through the gate.
3 ninjas got through the gate.
And nobody else except for
people not Bernie supporters, right? That's what I want to say. I want to be very clear. They're not Bernie supporters. They're not Bernie ninjas. They're just ninjas. They're somebody's ninjas. Who knows who's ninjas? That was my big question. So did they sound American? Did they sound military? What did they sound like? I mean, they've got face masks on. So what did they sound like?
I just want, before he addresses that, I just want to make something clear that we have no idea who these people are for sure.
Right.
We have no idea whether they're trying to sabotage Bernie people. I mean, maybe my interpretation is that they're just people that really want to have much more action than the Bernie people just being vocal and peaceful stuff. That they're just like,
we're really obnoxious in our peacenik
they
ways.
Want to kick ass. They really just they're more aggressive than just want to kick ass. That's what I see it as. I don't see it as that they wanted to give the media a narrative in order to be able to slander the Bernie people. That's not how I interpret it. But
from what I observed, and I actually talked to what both I think the police believe to be their leader, which was the man with the mask that you'll see in the video on the back of his head.
He's anonymous, a white anonymous mask on top of his head throughout the video.
I talked to him, and I also his girlfriend asked me some questions, and she said that she wasn't involved. It was just her boyfriend doing what he does. And that was her exact words, and she said that a few times. That she was not personally involved, but not like that was her boyfriend just doing what.
Well, they did. They called them anarchists in a couple places, and they have been calling them anarchists at home, around the internet, give or take, describing them.
You're saying they said that? You're saying that they said anarchists in the video? Are you saying in our video you hear that?
Yeah, at the end. Stay away from the anarchists.
All right, all right. That's the first I'm hearing that.
I was under that impression too. I mean, I don't want to associate them with people, so that's not what they are. But that was the impression that I got, and that's what it seemed to be the general people thought that they was part of the anarchist group that have been loitering around the Bernie rallies.
And that's what I was going to say is they're a separate group of people, and they are not Bernie people. But what I
seems that they came. It seems that they came into the area. It seems that they came into the area explicitly to do this. They weren't like hanging out with us and then did
No. I saw that. The ninjas arrived, and then the ninjas organized, coalesced, and moved. It was definitely orderly and practiced. But my thought as a security issue, okay, is that they made it through the gate, right? Now, obviously, the Secret Service is there to protect the president. The president was speaking last night, right? So, huge, security had to have been 10, 100 times more last night than any other night so far. So why pick last night would be my question, right? And then if they were penetrating, right, what would be the ultimate purpose? If there's 2, so is there 2, for the woman who says we do not build walls, we build bridges, how many walls are there?
At least 3 that we can see.
Well, I mean, okay. So here's Broad and Patterson.
Okay.
Here's the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah.
I might be off 90 degrees, but Broad and Patterson, so north to City Hall. Here's FDR Park in this corner. Here's Wells Fargo in this corner. It's just across the street.
Oh, okay.
However, there's
fencing.
These intense portable gates, 8 feet high. There's a whole gate on the bottom, so that when you're standing right next to the gate, there's no way for you to push it over because you're standing on the floor part of it. So that the whole street is lined with these intense heavy-duty gates. Okay. There's a concrete barrier directly in front of the heavy-duty gate. and then across the street is another heavy-duty gate. So if you want to cross the street, you actually have to walk 1 or 2 blocks up, across, and then back just to go across the street.
And that's just mentioning the actual physical immovable walls. Then you have the wall of police after that.
On horses, on bicycles, on feet. I mean, as this turned to chaos, I would not be surprised if there was 1,500 cops within a city block of us. There were 150 cops. Before this ever started, there was 150 cops. That was just their job, to stand there to, this is your boundary, do whatever you like, but this is your boundary. They were in the middle of the street, about 150 cops. And then as soon as this happened, there was like 1,000. And then after it was over, after they exited the area, after the police fixed the gate, they exited the area after 15, 20 minutes. And it was back to just what it was before. Cops in the middle of the street, away from the gate, the demonstrators behind the gate. But now it was like 400, 500 cops in the middle of the street. And plus all the cops around us. So
I thought the cops did a very good job. Like you said, they teleported in, like whoosh, they were there. But they weren't.
It was unbelievable. I mean,
they were not. I didn't sense really no overly aggressive one. Do you know what I mean? Like when you watch the videos online, when the cop like throws the black girl in the bathing suit on because she just disrespected him, and he's all fired up.
There was no burning footage in bathing suits.
I know.
Last night.
No, I'm talking about the video. Of cops.
It's totally stupid. Just go on.
No, but I didn't see any of that. I didn't see any. It's like, I think all of them had sensitivity training. Like, you are going to be dealing with hippies. So we're talking about laying in the streets. We're talking about sitting down and singing, like a whole Woodstock training. Because to what it feels like to me is that they see all of this happening and they recognize it's a peaceful, nonviolent protest. And they've been trained on how to handle that, which I don't see that in the normal course of things. I think they were specifically prepared for the hippies, which I guess.
Well, a couple of important things to balance this out. Number one, they knew they were being filmed by 50,000 live streamers.
They said we're broadcasting to the world.
Right. I mean, everyone has their phones, and us, and plus everybody else. But just to balance this out, there were a couple of reports of, people that were on the front line right against the gate, and clearly some of them had to be pushed by the cops.
Right.
They had to clear that space. So some people in front that were really directly up front felt that there was a couple of incidents that there was a little bit of aggression. But I mean, what else could happen, really? It was just impossible. Some people had to be pushed away. And there was also a couple of reports of, and I saw some evidence of this on the phone, on the videos, that cops were trying to push phones and kick phones out of people's hands.
Okay.
But that was not too much, not like a whole bunch of people complaining about that. But I did get a couple of reports of that. But this one,
No, your video is awesome. So my security question is, one, why do it on a night when you know that there's so much extra attention because the president is in house? Number two, is it a diversionary tactic? Number three, did they really get the 3 ninjas? If nobody was paying attention to the ninjas, did they really get all the ninjas? Or is there a ninja on the loose inside the restricted area? Right?
I mean, definitely all the ninjas didn't get in. Like, you can actually see in the video, we saw one of them was like literally right in front of me after it happened. I didn't notice while I was shooting, but you can see in the video, like, there's a shorter person like right in front of me that's still got on their full garb. So they didn't all get in. So They obviously didn't get everybody that was involved. I don't know whether or not they got everybody that went in. If I may say, for like, as far as why they did it yesterday, my personal belief is because that was when they thought that the crowd would be the most upset and the most angry because of what had happened the previous day, and
maybe hope that they would join in in the excitement,
and that they would be able to further progress their own agenda. Maybe that's just, again, that's pure supposition.
Right.
Exactly.
We have something in the video which you'll see in probably in the raw video, or at least for the narrated version as well. There is I think it's a girl. I I don't have any evidence for that, but my impression was that it was a woman dressed in black.
The little one?
Walking.
Yeah, the short person I was just talking about.
Okay, so, but she was, the gate was closed, police were already there, and this one girl in black, which we think was one of them, was walking towards the camera and was totally getting away. No one noticed her.
Yeah, I think it is a her. So that's my question, right? So I just, the reason I'm so really wanting to release this right now is to give everybody that heads up of keep your eyes open, you know, watch for ninjas. There's things happening all around you, and we go around, we're looking at our phones and we're completely oblivious, and there's things happening like this. And thank you for videotaping that. We really appreciate that. Awesome. Okay.
And having the instinct and the insight and the constitution to hold that camera despite the fear of, you know, of his safety. Because
right.
I mean,
although I know the world's gonna hate me because it's vertical, even though it's actually horizontal.
I flipped it.
Like
no, she fixed it.
You fixed it. Never mind.
Yeah,
never
we're
mind.
professionals.
Oh, honey, I fixed it. I looked at that and I'm like, oh! I fixed it in post.
Thank you.
Sam,
and I'm gonna,
before we go, I just want to give Sam an opportunity to contribute, you know, anything you wanted to say about it.
Well, I don't know that we covered anything on in this video, but what is remarkable to me this entire week is the response and the professionalism of the Philadelphia Police Department. I am from Baltimore area, and there is a completely different policing tactic that our chief believes, and I'm sure people are very familiar of Freddie Gray's death and the aftermath that happened there.
and the cop who didn't get prosecuted.
Yeah, they all got off.
Yeah.
The last ones, I think, were sometime last week. We got the news that none of them. There was only one that made it to a trial, and it was a mistrial. I think there was maybe 5 officers.
No justice.
Yeah.
I mean, no
Right.
justice.
I honestly believe that Bernie negotiated this for us. I honestly believe that the reason that he was so adamant about, you know, do not misbehave on the floor in front of the mainstream media cameras for their live broadcast, do not protest on the floor. Like, he was really like, you have to behave. I think he pre-planned, these are my people, this is what they're going to need, and don't shoot them.
So,
It's a revolution, buckle up.
Yes.
a lot of love for the Philadelphia Police Department.
A lot of love for the Philadelphia Police Department all around. All the
All
Bernie
right.
supporters, all around. Philadelphia Police couldn't have done it better. Not
Fantastic.
just in this incident. Not just this incident. All week long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So looking forward to more broadcasts from all of you today while we head into our last day. And I think tonight is going to be interesting, to say the least, inside and out. So there we go. I'm going to upload this now.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us this avenue of being able to communicate the truth.
You're very welcome.